Is the sneaky. Exile, Nantuko, and the glyph. And yeah, hello all and thank you for joining in. This will be the review of the Arena Open Day 2, Draft 1, and I hope you like it. Cheers. To me, it was between two cards in this pack. I either take a red one, like a Charge Bug or Amulet here, or I take the 3-3 Flyer. And I kinda like the 3-3 Flyer because it's not passing anything in white, or anything that good. While on the other hand, if you do take the Amulet here, you're still passing Charge Bug plus the Bolt. So I could see that being... I mean, it would not be an issue, but like, I guess we would be contesting with somebody else for red. While on the taking a 3-3 Flyer here, I don't think we're passing anything. Or anything that would be that great in white. Other white cards are okay, Charm is okay, removal. But I really like the white bird, and if I'm gonna end up in white, I kinda do like that. Remembering the pack, 3 red cards, 2 blue, 2 black, 2 white, 1 green, and yeah. I was thinking that people on my left are gonna be red-green from what it looked like, but yeah. Here, when I'm looking at the pack, I think like the card that is standing out for me is the Signature Slam as the strongest one. So green-white modified is definitely one of the stronger archetypes if you do get every card correctly and if the lane is open. And if not, like if I don't end up in white, I still like the Signature Slam as a pickup. Maybe in like going for any green decks. So definitely like staying open, not married to my first pick, and seeing what lane I'm gonna end up in. Only green card I did pass from my pack was Witness, if I remember, so overall seems okay. Thing that I hate here is that there is not any good white card. Like I would definitely like following it up with white, like I don't know, the glyph element, the 2-drop, and like staying in white, but overall happy with the Signature Slam. Here yet again, I guess the strongest cards are the Assault, Ashling if you can make it work, and the Breaker. I kind of like just keep on staying in green. Definitely Assault is one of the good removals, especially if you do get the Eldrazi's synergy plus like some life. I mean, overall 1 mana efficient removal. Looking at the pack, yet again no white card, which is maybe annoying, but maybe somebody is considering white. We are paying attention to that. Other cards here that do seem strong, as I said, Breaker, Power Stone, Ashling. There is the Charge Bug, so we keep on passing red. I think the red is the color we want to keep on passing on left, and let the people on our left to be in that color. Okay, pack 1, pick 4 Deluge is definitely a thing I don't want to pass. I do think that Deluge is a premium card and a premium board vibe. At this moment I'm thinking that, okay, let's grab the Deluge, let's see what we're gonna end up in. Maybe we end up green-black, which is, like I said, still a strong color pair. We have Signature Slam and the Assault, which would work for that. And this pack does have 3 white cards, which is a bit odd. So yeah, I think here taking the Deluge and staying open for black is maybe the better thing for me. Now that I did take the Deluge, seeing the Sentry here, I think I would be more interested in Sentry than anything else. Riddle Keeper, a good blue card, but I don't think we are ending up taking the Riddle Keeper here. I think the Sentry just staying in black after seeing the Toxic Deluge pick 4 is something that I would be interested in. Green-black, as I said, is a good color pair. One thing to notice is that like I'm not married to my first 3 picks. I could like abandon everything and start fresh from black. So definitely like the Sentry pickup here and seeing where we end up. Here, I think it's between the Vampire and Transmorgant, the 1-drop. I kind of like the Vampire more. It kind of works well, I guess, with the Signature Slam, and with the Toxic Deluge, getting a bit more life total would not be the worst. So here, taking the Vampire, still staying open for green, black, or any black combination. Keep on cutting the black, because like I think pick 4 Deluge is not a signal, but it definitely tells you that the people on your right weren't considering it that highly. And I think, like I always say, I think pack 1, pick 6 to 8, whatever golden card you do see, could mean that that color pair is open. We have keep on seeing black, and now seeing a Sneaky Snacker. I'm definitely interested on taking a Sneaky Snacker here and staying open for blue-black. There were definitely some other interesting black and blue cards there, but I think the Sneaky Snacker is definitely one of the higher cards or higher payouts. Here, definitely taking a land. I mean, with the Signature Slam and the Assault, I want to be available on splashing the green cards. Charge Bug did wheel, which is a bit odd, but I guess the other 2 red cards were taken. Garganto on the wheel goes well with our archetype, so I think I'm definitely interested on that. Here, seeing this, I mean, I think like we are locking ourselves in the draw 3 team, so definitely take Conscription there. Conduit was a signal then. The 1-3, I think it is not a signal. No, the Goblin. Oh, okay, the Goblin, I don't think it is. I mean, I don't remember which pick it was, but you could maybe consider it as a small signal for both of the color pairs. This pack does definitely have a lot of good green cards, but I think from what pack 1 was showing me was that I'm supposed to end up black-blue. So I think you here ignore every good green card and you just stay on your lane for blue-black and hope that works. Victimize would be a good wheel, Traveler would be a good wheel here, so whatever would happen there would be nice. But I think you would definitely take the Kami here and stay in the lane. Here I always take the Insight. I mean, Insight, Win the Mindless, and the Conscription is definitely a card you would be interested in. Definitely taking it here. The problem about the 2 charge bugs after the White Tapper is... I mean, the White Tapper for me isn't really that amazing. It's still okay. But I did remember all 3 cards in my pack, right? Or I remember that there were 3. I don't remember if I did remember which 3 cards. But I think the red was the color I wanted to avoid from my opening pack, especially after passing, like the Bolt, the Amulet, and the other cards. Here I do like the Marauder. I mean, Marauder in blue-black is definitely great. I'm thinking on the Knight and splashing it, but... And maybe going for like some... What is the called name for blue, black, green? Sultai? Sultai, I think, yeah. Here, Phoenix is interesting. I had success with Phoenix being a splash in the blue-black, but I have been avoiding red, and I don't want to be in the spot where I gotta grab land, so I think taking a dual land here would maybe be a bit better. Making sure I have enough like modular cards, and making sure I do end up on cutting some lands for those, so I'm overall okay with teachings. There are enough good spells you could find. Currently I don't have many, I have Insight only, but being a dual land and counting it as a land or playing less lands is definitely interesting. Now I'm just like picking Marauders. Marauders are awesome for my deck, and getting a Sneaky Snacker again, pick 7, for me means that the archetype is open and that I should be staying. Like this is again a pick 7 Sneaky Snacker, which means that other people on my left and right are not considering Sneaky Snackers. So far I'm enjoying how the draft is going. As you can maybe see, I'm like putting the green cards from sideboard, still considering them. But yeah, the things that we are missing currently are maybe some single target removals, more draw 2, and yeah, maybe a one drop Transmorgant would be nice as well. Here I think I did make a mistake from the pick. Now that I'm thinking about, I think I should take in the Harvester here, but I ended up taking the Vampire, if I remember, or the land. Were games fast or slow most of the time? I mean, you're gonna see it. So what did I end up taking? I did end up taking the land because I wanted to have an option of splashing the green. All my lands do allow that. I mean, I do have Assault and Signature Slam, which both are okay splashing removal cards. To be fair, I would rather not splash, but now that I'm thinking about it, and I guess I did take the Victimize here. Cool thing about the Victimize is it is really good with the Marauders, so yeah. Insight on the wheel here. If you remember in this pack there were 2 insights. Seeing both of them wheel yet again confirms for me that the Dimir archetype could be open. I mean, not could be open, it is open, right? And I think I'm better off not splashing green cards if I can help it, so that's something that I would be looking forward in pack 3, making sure I don't splash the green. Interesting cards here is the Gargoyle. I do like the Gargoyle, especially with the double Insight and the Marauder, so... And my landscapes do find the white lands, so it is actually a possibility. Here I think landscape always, I mean it is in my 2 main colors, but another Gargoyle there was interesting. I think this is a pretty simple Null Drifter, and Visionary on the wheel would be great. Land... Potentially land would be a good wheel as well, but usually lands don't wheel in pack 3. People end up on having enough playables and they're taking lands as pickup. And looking at the pack, I don't think there are like 7 other great cards. I mean, I guess Totnuts here is gonna be gone. Some of the white cards are gonna be gone. But yeah, Angel would be an interesting wheel because of the Victimize. And if I'm ending up on splashing white, I would like the Angel there. I think here it has to be Utter. And the reason for splashing the Shadow Spin, not splashing, for letting it wheel is because I think the blue-black, as we said, was looking open. So if anything is gonna wheel, it could be the Shadow Spinner. It's not really that much needed at the moment in this deck. It does give the draw 3 ability, but I have Null Drifter, Gargantuas, and Insights for draw 3. So I think since we are lacking removal, grabbing Utter here is really important. So we definitely have to take it here. Riddle Keeper would be an interesting card as well, but I think I have enough late game. Utter here seems like a card. Nantuko here in the pack is definitely sad, but getting a deep analysis here is definitely good. I think this is a pretty simple deep analysis. I think at this moment I didn't see the deep analysis. I was looking at the land and the insight. But at the moment I did realize this. As you can see, I did hover over it again. I ended up taking it. I mean, it is a pretty good card for my deck. Here has to be a removal. That's definitely a thing we're missing in our deck. So ending up on taking it. I mean, we're not missing that much removal if you count the Marauders as removal. I mean, here we are getting a 4th one. Victimized Marauder combo, as I said, is definitely nasty. Here, I don't think we're ending up on playing anything. I don't think we're taking Battle Wagon. We don't care about energy, and I don't want to have a 4 mana do nothing card. If I'm splashing anything, and if I'm going for green, I guess the Planner could be okay in this deck. How many removals is the sweet spot, would you say? I mean, it depends on the deck. Currently, we have 6 if you count Marauders as removal, but I think I would like a bit more. Maybe around 7 to 8 with this deck. I mean, if you count Toxic Deluge as well and Victimize as removal, I guess we do have enough. Taking a land here is definitely correct because like we want to make sure we play less lands. Connive, Sentry, we would like less lands as well. Taking another modular land there seems okay. Here I think I should grab the Angel and have the Angel as a splash with the Gargoyle option. Since at this moment I'm currently not having enough playables. I'm sitting at 22 if you don't count the lands and a double modular land. So if I'm ending up on splashing white, I definitely want to have the Angel. Here I think it is always a land pickup. You don't want to take a modular white removal, especially because Angel does deal with artifact and enchantments. Cool thing about the landscapes is that every landscape that I do have does find the white. Here I think it is a pretty simple Meddler, but I don't think I ended up playing the Meddler in my final build. Here, yet again a land, making sure mana looks good for the Gargoyle and the Angel splash, which I'm not happy in the first place that I'm splashing, but when it has to be, it has to be. Here I did pass the Utter for the Transmorgant. I kinda like the Transmorgant with 4 Marauders, but I'm not sure if it was correct. Maybe I should have taken the Utter now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, this was the draft one. We ended up Dimir with the splashing of white. Not definitely happy with splashing white, but the cool thing is that the white cards are actually good in my deck. They do synergize well enough. And yeah, I mean, overall the deck ended up being okay. We needed 3 cuts, 2 cuts if you cut a land. And let's see the final version of the deck. Okay, so this was the deck we ended up after the draft one. We ended up playing the Angel and the Gargoyle. Because I do see the upset and mana did seem good enough, I think I ended up having, let's see, I have 8, I think I had 10 black and 8 blue. I don't remember which landscape does fine, but yeah. What was the gameplay in your head going into the matches, and what matches did you want to avoid? Well, I guess the gameplay was to like abuse your Sneaky Snackers and Marauders, and the matches I would rather want to avoid, I think it would be the mirror match, because I didn't have many clean removal for the Sneaky Snackers, so that would be the matches I would want to avoid. This hand, I think it is definitely a keep. I mean, I have a 1-drop, I have Insight, I have Mindless, I have a Sync. So yeah, seems like a really good opening hand. Definitely starting with a 1-drop. Playing Groil, that's fine. I think we're going to find a second Swamp here. We don't need a second white. So immediately the thing that I'm thinking about is we're playing against an energy deck. Here I think just slamming the Mindless, making a 3-3, and passing seems good for us. And the swamp was a bit odd. I was not expecting a swamp here. They ended up passing. So here we have two options. We can either go inside, sacrifice Transmorgant, or we can Null Drifter, Evoke, and grow the 3/3. I think I like Null Drifter more now that I think about it, because it's more mana efficient, but I don't hate this as well. I definitely should have played a land before the attack. Reason is because if I do draw Sneaky Snacker, I want to be able on playing it. So it should have been the planes and then doing the insight. Now I'm not able on playing the Sneaky Snacker if I do draw it. But definitely was a mistake on my end. I think you go for the insight, try to push more damage. They could punish you here with a removal. But if they use a removal, I think it's still okay for us. Drawing a Marauder here definitely looks nice, since we can make sure that a Royal does die, and I think we are going for that. So yeah, playing the Marauder here, going for killing the 1/3. I mean, if they did have a counter spell, if they had a counter spell, like that was the thing that was coming on my mind, the 2-mana counter spell, they should have countered the insight. So I don't think you play around the counter spell here. They could always have the 3-mana Eldrazi creature, but I don't think that one is that much scary as well. Here I guess you just slam the Gargantua. They ended up passing. You wanna play a land and go Gargantua activation. Since you wanna have adapt again if they have some interaction. Go for draw 2. Smack attack. Slam the Sneaky Snacker. Yet again, I'm not playing around the counter spell, so just going on the board here seems nice. And yeah, that was the game 1. We haven't seen much from them. We have seen energy card, and I guess mostly blue. They're splashing something in black or red. They could be Dimir, but I haven't seen enough to know. Cards that I'm considering here is the Vampire and the Meddler, but I don't think you board anything that without knowing what they're doing. If they're like blue-black main, I like the Meddler maybe because of the Sneaky Snackers. You wanna have a reach creature to block them. Thing is, I don't know much about what they're doing here. So I think you just return. Feels nice being ahead in game 1 and having a win. Yeah, I'm wondering as well, we haven't seen much. I think this hand you keep. You have a Sneaky Snacker, you have a dual land, you're not starting with Transmorgant, which is a bit sad. But if you do draw the swamp, you could start with the Transmorgant. And like overall, you have the Insight, Sneaky Snacker, Marauder, and other cards, so definitely feels nice. I think you still go Teachings here, because you wanna actually not thin your deck and make sure you do hit the lands. Like we have the Sentry, so hitting lands is not bad. Opponent plays the white, which I definitely did not expect. Here you could go Marauder if you're scared about their energy, or you could go Sneaky Snacker and next turn sacrifice the Sneaky Snacker. I was a bit scared here, but I guess like they mulligan to 5. Going 1 for 1 here for us should be okay. 2 on the bottom. Here I guess I go play Sneaky and then after that find white. Playing the Slit, which I definitely know what their deck is about. They seem to be 4 colors. Static Prison on the Sneaky Snacker feels okay. I mean, I'm slamming Sentry next turn. My creature is gonna be bigger than theirs, so we should be okay. My hand looks good overall. We have a Transmorgant discard as well, which definitely feels nice. So yeah. Playing a Landscape, I think, yeah. Since we could use it on the upkeep to thin our deck if we feel like that's correct. I think you always discard a Transmorgant here. Even though you could go next turn. I guess we don't have a second Swamp, so yeah. Playing the Phoenix, okay. And then attacking, feels okay for us. Here I think you definitely attack, because they don't have cards in hand. You wanna be putting pressure on them as well. And we could set up the blockers with the Gargoyle and the Inside Up. You could like block and go sacrifice too. So I think I like attacking here and not go defensive. You could go a bit more defensive, go Gargoyle then Inside, try to find removal for Phoenix. But If I see correctly, if we end up on trading the Gargoyle for Slit or for whatever, and then inciting the 1/1, we take a lot of pressure from them, plus we keep on like finding the cards, and the Sentry could be growing, we could be ditching lands. So I think here you attack always first, see if they double block. Like if they double block, it's even better for us. But I think they're not in the spot where they can double block. I think they gotta hope that they can erase us. And yeah, having a Toxic Deluge in the deck, I mean, I just want to get closer towards that as well. If I ever find a Toxic Deluge here, it's GG. Okay. Making sure I have Insight up, making sure I can activate the Landscape if I have to. Sneaky Snacker is gonna come back in 2 turns if they don't get extra energy. Here, they could go for first strike, but then they return as the Sneaky. We always take this block, take the pressure, like I said. Since if you are countering it, they are dealing what? 4 damage, we are dealing 4 as well. But we can definitely deal more. Here I go for thinning the deck. I don't think I want to use the Insight. We want to use the Insight after the blocks. Plus next turn I could have Transmorgant and the Insight up. Here I could evoke an Insight, but I think I'm more interested on hard casting that card because it is representing a block on the Phoenix they have. Drawing another land. Definitely discarding first Insight. So I can make sure I have 7 mana next turn. And here just playing a land and pass. So we can block the Gargoyle and go for the Insight after the block. So now they're gonna deal 2 damage to us and put us at 10, but next turn we can attack for 7 and play Null Drifter. So we're definitely looking like we can be the beatdown in this game. Drawing a land and a Sneaky doesn't feel that bad. Take 2. Let's see if they play a creature. They don't. I think you always return the Transmorgant here. Start with the attack. And here you have 2 options. You can either play the Null Drifter, which might be scary if they have a Captor, right? Because they can sacrifice, if they have a Mountain plus the Captor, I think they could actually kill you here. So that would be 4 from the Null Drifter, 6 from Visionary. No, and then I guess, yeah, if they have a Mountain, they can Phoenix the Captor. So I just wanted to play it safe here. So I think I ended up evoking this one and playing the Kami. Reason is because like next turn, I will have 3 creatures that are lethal threats. Kami is one because I can activate again. I will return the Sneaky Snacker. And I make sure that I have more life total. So we are playing around the Captor like that as well. And you're never like losing the game if you play it more safe here. So I ended up activating the Kami, making sure they're at 3. We have 4 lethal threats. One of them has Menace. Kami is so damn good. Loved it from day 1. Yeah, especially when you do have a deck for it. Okay, that was match 1. Definitely opponent did seem like they were missing lands and some other things, but yeah. Playing against the Josh, 88. This hand seems amazing. I have Angel with Victimize, I have Mindless. I think we always... Do you get nervous on these big events? In past I was, but since I have been like winning them and I felt like not scared on who I'm playing against, I got actually used to these events and I'm not like feeling scared or anything when I'm playing them. Why play the Evoke Drifter if he had the mana for the draw 2? That is fair, we could have went for the draw 2 there as well, Proco. I don't think it matters that much on which one you use. But I could be wrong, I mean, fair point, you could have went for the draw 2 there in previous game. Here we went Sneaky Snacker into the enchantment. Do love that Natunku is an enchantment, so victimizing the angel back will actually end up on killing it. It was interesting that they did play it, and now they play the Pride as well. Getting a Null Drifter here is definitely amazing. That's the second creature that I would want to return with Victimize. So I think here definitely we are doing Null Drifter and setting up, because like on the next turn if I hit another land drop, I could go Angel plus Victimize. Yeah, if they had a Wrath, I guess then it would matter. And here, since I did draw the landscape, I think I want to go landscape and find white, and then have an option on the sink if I want to use it or not. Since like sink seems okay on this board. Definitely not attacking. I want to have options for blocking. And I guess we can go landscape, find the swamp, because the Angel of Ruins does find us the white. Let's see what I did do here. They ended up expelling, which is okay. Leaving the Sneaky Snacker up now allows us the block. I'm actually glad that they had to expel that and not the Sneaky Snacker. Let's see here. So they're at 4-8 permanence. If I let the damage pass, they're getting only one cat. So, and we need a creature on the board so we can actually sacrifice to the Victimize. So I ended up not using the... Not going for a block here. Okay. Here, I think I didn't like going for Angel and the Victimize this turn. The reason was because, okay, first of all, they don't have the enchantment second, so we are not getting the full value, and they are gonna attack us with the Pride, right? So I ended up, I think, cycling the Angel, since I didn't find the white. I guess I should have found the white previous turn, and now I would have Gargoyle plus the Otter, so that was a mistake from me. I should have done that. But now I think I gotta go Angel, and I gotta have Otter up, right? No, I gotta have Gargoyle up on the board. I guess there is always an option of having both Otter and Sink up, but I think you wanna kill the Pride or represent a block for it. And yet again, I guess we are waiting for them to maybe set up a better Victimize turn for us in a way that they're gonna play another enchantment. They're going for the Glyph. And they're playing a land. I think here I always double block, especially when they tap out. So now if they go for the attack, we can go for the double block. But on this turn, we actually did set up the having Otter plus the Victimize, which does feel nice. So here I think I do attack with a Sneaky Snacker because I do want to sacrifice it anyway. I think it is a Sneaky Snacker attack rather than... yeah. Play the land. Go for the Victimize, making sure I do have double blue up. Sacrifice the Sneaky. Exile Nantuko and the Glyph. And yeah. Overall seems fine. We can utter the Pride if they go for tapping the Gargoyle, so that they are not getting a token. And not a life. Null Drifter and Angel are like a 2-turn clock. So yeah, seems like we are looking overall good in this spot. They're not really pressuring us that much. They ended up going for the top, which is okay. I think you utter the Pride here, yeah. To make sure they don't get a token. We have an option of exiling it later on. I think I mute the opponent. The thing is, like, when I'm playing these events, I don't want anything like taking concentration away from me. So usually, like, if people are emoting a lot, or I think that might actually take some concentration away from me, I usually mute them in these events. They did end up on going Dog Umbra. Here we do have an option of using the Sink on it to actually attack for more, but I think I ended up just like letting this resolve. Since I have the Insight, I could sacrifice it. I could sing the Angel back to my hand as well. Ended up attacking because I'm actually okay not needing to spend the mana on the exiling the Pride. So they ended up sacrificing this, which felt okay for me as well. And I think I sacrificed the Gargoyle here because I have the option of sinking back the Angel if it ends up on mattering. We end up on getting a lot of cards here, and we get a 2-1 back and a 3-3. Getting a Sentry here does feel nice. So I think I go land and play Sentry or not. If I go land and play Sentry, I could find a second white. And I can always discard the Deep Analysis because I already have a draw ability of drawing. So I think I discard the Deep here. Or maybe the Sink. I'm not sure why I ended up discarding here. Now thinking, I think I'm okay discarding the Deep. And actually having the option of returning the Angel. But I guess discarding the Sink is okay because I can Marauder the Angel as well. Or I can Inside the Angel. But yeah. They ended up playing the Knight, which seems okay for us. I think they ended up failed to find here. And I definitely seem ahead in this game. It seems like this is over and we are ending up on winning. They could have ended up like failed to find just because they didn't want to show us anything as well. That they felt behind and they didn't want to give us any information. I think I ended up searching for second white just to have an option if I want to sink back the Angel to my hand. Here I think you go for combat and try to attack with a 4-4, 2-1, 1-1 and 3-4. I guess they're tapping with the Zealot and then sacrificing the Zealot. So I think you would rather want to attack first. See if they tap. Yeah, I like this attack, leaving the 3-4 behind. Token can actually grow, which is nice. We do have insight in instant speed. If they're jumping, it seems okay as well. I guess Sentry attack doesn't allow us really because they can double block. And I would not want to go for the Sing, but yeah. Maraudering here, I think we sacrifice the Sneaky Snacker because I'm gonna go for draw 2. And not the Angel. Even though it seems like obvious, sacrifice Angel, it has Dog Umbra underneath it. But I'm still thinking that I can return the Angel. Like if they play like 2 enchantments or something like that, we could actually exile both of the enchantments. I think here using the Deep Analysis is fine. Let's see if I ended up using it or leaving the Sink up. I actually ended up passing and leaving the Sink up. So I think that's okay as well. And opponent did scoop. So green-white, they did show us 2 nasty cards. The Pride and the Nantuko. So definitely... And the Glyph. I mean, Glyph is definitely one of the stronger ones. I think I ended up adding the Vampire in this match because I wanted to have a way of gaining the life. So I think Vampire in is correct. And then if I'm adding a Vampire... I want to be cutting either a 5-drop or either one of the Marauders. Marauders are kind of awkward against the tokens they have, token makers. Plus it is kind of awkward against the Glyph, since you're not able on killing the Glyph. Oh, actually I ended up returning the deck. Didn't add anything. Okay. Entering into the game 2. Opening hand with a Toxic Deluge against the aggressive deck does seem nice. We do have the landscape, so we can find a swamp if need, but I think you don't want to be sacrificing it early on, because you want to make sure that you can draw more lands. But now that I did draw the Transmorgant, I might be actually interested in playing it, depends on what they do. So they ended up playing the Glyph. I think I ended up not sacrificing and making sure I can like make more chances of drawing a land here. Let's see, did I ended up sacrificing? I actually did. Interesting. Now thinking, I think I would not sacrifice here. And I would actually go for making more likely to draw a land. Because I don't think Transmorgan being played is that good. We want to play Utter anyway. But I guess yes, the reason why I sacrificed is because if I'm going Utter turn 2, then on turn 3 I'm not gonna have a Toxic Deluge if I don't have a... if I didn't sacrifice Landscape, so I guess it makes sense. Am I playing the early access? I'm not playing early access. But hope you do enjoy it. Playing the White Phantom here. Here, I think I ended up just playing a land and playing a creature. I think Kami makes most sense because I can go -2, -2. With a Toxic Deluge. Thank you, Random Hero. See ya. Thanks for coming by. Taking 2. Not competitive enough? The what is the name? Early access? I think it is competitive, but I mean, you're just having fun with it, right? Okay, ended up using the deep analysis. I don't think I want to use the toxic, plus like it seems really good turn to just use the Kami ability with a draw 2. So I ended up on doing that. They ended up doing this. Sacrificing and dealing damage. And I think here was the mistake, this turn that I made the mistake. I think I ended up thinking that I'm okay and ahead. That I'm actually okay on using the toxic. I think thinking it now I would not do it. But it felt for me that I'm ahead. Like I have what? I will be left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. One of them draws 2. I can make sure I slam Marauder after it. So I ended up thinking like going 2 for 1 here is still okay, even though it's not a 2 for 1 because I used the Utter. And yeah, I didn't want to play the 1-drop, I wanted to go find white. But yeah, I think I regretted this decision later on. They did have the Jolted Awake, which kind of punishes my play. I don't think they ended up destroying their land, which is tempting, right? To go and destroy your land. Okay. Angry hovering the mice from my end. I think here I ended up going for the make a 3/3 and play the Gargoyle. It's most mana efficient. I don't think Transmorgan does much on this board. Actually, no, Transmorgan blocks the Void Puncher, so going actually Transmorgan here is not that bad as well. Maybe Transmorgan would be better here, since it does block the 3/1. Doesn't allow that attack. Well, they actually do have the attack if I go for this. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm going this and that. Okay. I don't love this turn. I think now thinking I kind of like either going for both of the 3 drops. I mean, I like playing the enchantment because enchantment does allow next turn to amass. But I think going for Gargoyle might have been a bit better. Flying over the lifelinker, don't love that. And I think they did scry on top. I don't remember what happened. What was the scry? I think it was on top. Okay, drawing a land, going for Null Drifter before the attack because I want to have the option of attacking with the 6/6 and not the other one. Yet again, I'm muting the opponent. Don't attack with the Marauder. I mean, they have a free block with a cat. And now, if it was Dog Umbra, they would have played it, right? If it was the Charm, they would have played it. So it's not a Charm, it's not a Dog Umbra. I mean, there was some priority with them having 2 mana, and we know they were missing land drops. They ended up attacking with the Phantom, but not the Pride. So this immediately was telling me that they have, like, either the +2/+2, right? Like, if they had a Foul Strike that kills the Flyer, they would just kill the Null Drifter, so... This felt like a 2/2, +2/+2. Which I'm not that good on playing around anyway, because I don't have the removal. And like I did use both the board wipe and the... and what is the name? The Utter. So I'm not able on playing around that card. But yeah, I think here I go for Gargoyle. And I go for the draw as well. I can tap the white because I have the second white up. Let's see the Victimize. Victimize currently is returning the Kami. So I could go Gargoyle, Victimize, and it returns the Kami. I think I did attack with Marauder because I wanted the Marauder back. If they end up on blocking. They ended up not blocking, which was correct. They ended up jumping. So here I had to return the 1-1 and the Kami. We did draw 3, so we could actually drain. Making sure we are at 6 life is better. Especially if I want to play around the +2/+2. Which I was putting them on since previous turn attack. And we are not dead to the +2/+2 now. We still have blocks. We can go... If they go +1/+1 to the team, we can go Null Drifter on the 2-2, actually 3-3, and we can Gargoyle the Angel. They ended up bashing with all. So I think... No, I ended up jumping and doing this on the Angel. I think it doesn't matter if you put it the other way. We know that they have the +2/+2, right? The way that they are playing. Is there another reason for doing it this way? I guess they don't have Dog Umbra. They would Dog Umbra the Null Drifter. No Charm. So it is the +2/+2. It only makes sense, right? With the previous turn attack and this attack all. Which is a bit sad because... I'm not able on killing them on the swing back. They're gonna go to 13 life. They can block the 9-9 and I'm having 3 plus maybe double drain with Kami, which is not enough. So after them showing us the wing it, I think this is... And for us, they bottom the card. Yeah, and they're gonna get a cat as well. So I think we are never ever returning this game. Wait, did they miss lethal? They actually missed lethal here. If they ended up going wing it on the Pride, was I not dead? 3, 4, 5... No, actually I was not dead, right? Because they would lose an Angel. 5, 6, 7... Yeah. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8... Yeah. And I remember that was some things that I was thinking of as well. That if Angel does die, they're not gonna have the City's Blessing. Okay, here I think I ended up going for Vampire in. The reason for Vampire is because on the play I actually want to have a turn 2 drop. And I think I ended up cutting the Gargantua in this matchup. Let's see how I ended up. So Gargantua 1. I think I ended up cutting the Gargoyle as well, but I'm not 100% sure. Not? Okay, so going for Vampire in and Marauder. I guess Gargoyle does give a 1-1 flyer later on, which isn't the worst. But a scary looking deck. I mean, they seem white and they're splashing green and red. From what we have seen, right? A lot of token makers they can produce. So I ended up cutting the Angel in this matchup. Interesting. Did I do that? I think I didn't do that. They still showed me the Tutko and the Glyph. I definitely like Vampire in because I want to have a turn 2 play. But I don't think I ended up cutting the Angel in this matchup. I think I ended up cutting the Gargantua here and going back for the Angel. Because like Angel still has like a lot of decent targets. And the Dog Umbra we have seen. Like I don't have many ways of dealing with the Tuntko if it is equipped to something. I think Angel has to stay. We go first. This opening hand, I think I do keep because of double Marauder. And Vampire being a turn 2 play. So look at the difference of this hand with like if you ended up having triple Marauder rather than Vampire and +2 Marauder. Like on the play you do want to have an option of playing a 2-drop, right? I think yeah, we go always Landscape to have an option of finding the blue. So you can have the Sneaky Snacker on turn 2 as well. Angel going to the graveyard means if I do top deck the Victimize, it can be returned, which does feel nice. Making sure I mute the opponent before the emote. Slamming the Vampire. And let's see what I ended up doing here. They played the land. And I think they didn't do anything. Okay. Well, I guess here we always go Vampire activation. Start getting this sweet life. And I'm not using my mana, so I think you always actually make it a bit bigger. You don't want to use the activation before the attack because they can have a dog umbra, which they showed us. And now them thinking makes me even more consider that they have the dog umbra. So I immediately put them on the dog umbra here. Because they're thinking on what to do. Should you or should you not equip it on the vampire? I think the answer is no, but... Okay, ended up attacking, and after attack I ended up on going for the pump. I don't think I'm cycling the angel, so might as well do this. Gaining that 3 sweet life. Landscape to thin the deck, and yeah. So, looking like in a good spot. We gained the life, we have a 3-2, we have Marauder options. I think they always make a 1-1, yeah. I think we go search for white because we want to have an option of hard casting the angel if I ever draw the second white. And here I don't think you want to go Marauder because it doesn't give you other options. And you're definitely fine with them trading Inventor for the vampire. Oh, actually I did go Marauder. I think now I would maybe go Deep Analysis, but seems like I wanted to milk the vampire life gain still. Or I wanted to cycle the angel. Now thinking about it, I think I would be okay trading vampire for the 2-2 and just go draw 2. But I guess I wanted them to use the dog umbra on the vampire, so that we actually take another card away from their hand, right? Because if they go dog umbra on the vampire, then Marauder gets way better. Okay, here I think I ended up trading because I like the empty board anyway with Marauder in hand. And like we can have Deep Analysis draw us 4 cards. So, first attack. Don't give them any information about what we're gonna do. And I don't think... we wanna leave black out because we have the 1-drop. Yeah. Drawing this 2 here does definitely feel nice. Especially since I can go next turn Sneaky, Marauder and Deep Analysis. Which I think I ended up happening this turn. Oof, drawing the Toxic here definitely feels nice. Just a second, seems like the storm is gonna hit. Gotta close the window. And this hand just seems so good. I have a board wipe, have the Slink, have creatures, have Kami even. Gargoyle. It does feel like we are ahead. Don't still have the second white for the angel, but it's still okay. You ended up forgetting this was a reply for a second. Yeah, it is a reply. Here I think I like double spelling and going for Gargoyle and Kami, since I'm not in a spot where I have to use the what is the name? Toxic Deluge. And I think I do like playing the land because land allows me the option of going Gargoyle and activating it, Gargantua and activating it immediately. Plus, like, Gargoyle returns if I use the board wipe. Toxic Deluge, actually Sneaky Snacker does return, so it just seems okay for us. Okay, did draw Marauder, they ended up dropping a lot of cards. Didn't draw a land. Land would be something I would be interested in drawing here. Some options you could do is attack, call, and then go for Toxic, but they have a first strike creature, and I guess Gargoyle would die, which we would not want to happen. So here I think I was thinking this for some time, and I wasn't sure what is the best plan for me. I think I decided that the best plan for me here is just to pass and do nothing. You could go Angel, make sure you have an 8th land for Gargantua next turn, but I think the best thing you can do here is just pass. Since they're not having really good attack at you, they're not passing through and you're still getting a Kami activation. So sometimes the best thing you can do is actually just pass and don't like do anything. It's obvious that we have Toxic Deluge if we pass. I mean, we are making it more likely that we do. But yet again, like, I'm leaving mana up for Kami. It's kind of hard for them to think that I don't have anything. You could go Marauder here, but I don't see what am I accomplishing by doing that. So I think here just passing is okay. They slammed the Angel, which I definitely love seeing. Especially with my Deluge in hand. They ended up attacking. Here you always block. If you're doing the Deluge, you might as well save the life, right? Yeah. They play they're not able on playing anything else anyway, so yeah, just blocking here makes sense. Go Kami activation. Insight is a good draw here, since I can Insight the Marauder first. But then I guess you gotta draw 2, Sneaky Snacker will die. Am I able on using Toxic as well? I'm not, so... But if you do the Insight, you get the Kami activation, which is good. So you do wanna not care about the Sneaky Snacker dying, you wanna get another Kami activation. Marauder would let them think you don't have Deluge, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're in a spot where they can play around it. They're not like passing and the Kami is actually threatening to win the game on its own. So I don't think I need to use the Marauder, even though it would make them think that I don't have the Deluge. Like, it's still good even if they don't want to play anything. Wait for myself to find the 8th land, then go for it and make sure that I have more on the board. So we let them do whatever they want here. They're unicorning here. But we definitely seem ahead. Look at the difference of how much the Vampire made, because it did gain us 9 life. So it ended up mattering a lot at boarding in we have done. I think you here can do whatever. I mean, you're just so far ahead that it doesn't really matter what you do. I think you can do Sentry, Mindless, and Wither if you hit a land. So I think, yeah, starting with a Sentry doesn't seem that bad. Or you just don't even care about... No, you cannot do all 3, you don't have enough lands. But you don't even care about the 2-2. Just play 2-3 things and it should be game over. Sneaky Snacker will return when we activate Gargantua. We have 2 removals in hand plus the Angel, and yeah. Opponent ended up scooping. Okay. Going for the game 3, 2-0. Now you're just hoping to get that 1 win, so you can actually play the draft 2. And like then after that, if you do get a win, like the 4th one would be awesome. Taking some breaks between matches sometimes is correct to do. Set up your mindset for it and all. Definitely a keep. I mean, we have a lot of things to do with this hand. Green and red, immediately thinking about Eldrazi's. I think we're okay against Eldrazi's because we have enough, what is the name? Marauders, and Marauders are like one of the worst nightmares for Eldrazi decks. Here I think you play the 3-3 rather than the Thirst, especially with the Insight in hand. If I do draw another Swamp, I can go Marauder plus, while the Marauder trigger is on stack, you can Insight. Spawn Gang Commander, definitely one of the more annoying cards. So what did I end up on doing here? Definitely starting with the attack. And I think I ended up using the Wither rather than Marauder, because Wither kills Spawn Gang, but while the Marauder kills anything, right? So it is a bit more efficient for us to use the Wither here. If either doesn't kill like a what is the name, the 2/3 Chrysalis or the anything big that they can play, they definitely have a lot of mana, so I think you're better off setting up to kill the other one. They ended up using the Glimpse here. Actually didn't hit anything that great. I mean, removal seems good, but Link Breaker, which definitely seems strong. And we ended up going to 13. Okay, now we're hoping to draw a swamp. And we did. So now I am thinking on using the Marauder plus the Insight combo, so that you are actually killing their creature while drawing cards as well. Ability on the stack. Sacrifice Marauder. Draw 2 to get a 3/3, which feels nice. Another Spawn Gang commander does definitely feel scary here, especially while I'm at 13 and they have the Power Stone. So something that cannot really stay on the board. We will have to kill it. So they ended up going for killing our token, which I think I'm always happy about. And Toxic Deluge here draw seems nice, because I can pick up all the tokens as well. Plus I can play Kami after it. So I think you always Deluge here and go for -2/-2. Cool thing about this is that they are not able on sacrificing all of their things to deal 4 damage, but they're actually only able on dealing 2. Plus you take away chances of them using the tokens for something else. You're leaving Marauder up for whatever next they play, plus the Utter, so think you always go for the Toxic here, rather than Marauder. Because if they play something big, you would not want a Toxic Deluge for like 7 or whatever. So you're always better off like doing it for smaller amount, and we picked up the tokens with that. So that feels nice. Here, I kinda don't like that the Marauder is gonna give them the token as well. But we do have Marauder Insight combo again. We have 7 mana. And I think I'm doing it again. Yeah, play the land. Bummer is that they're gonna get 2 tokens now, but still okay. They found the blue. So last card in hand could have been the blue one. Do I know what my win rate is in best of 3? I don't have a clue. I'm usually not looking at that, because it gets me distracted when I'm looking at my win rate. I would say maybe 77% or something like that. Okay, they did find Chrysalis, so here I think you always want to start with the Utter. I'm not interested in playing Gargantua, even though I have mana for the draw. I think I would want to make sure that this dude doesn't get more counters on, so make them decide if they want to use the tokens for a pump on the Chrysalis or not. They ended up deciding that they don't care about that. It's a 69, nice. And just going for double spelling here. You're ahead, you don't need to make any rush decision. Think about the way you're losing in this game, and it definitely could be like if they return the creature from their graveyard, that could be the way we can lose, but definitely just play it safe here. Keep on the pressure though, you wanna end the game. So Slime Gargantua, go for the draw, and I think you attack with the Sneaky Snacker and the token. And that's about it. You don't wanna be attacking with more. Opponent did have a priority here and they didn't do anything. Okay. I think I should not play the landscape here because I can cycle it. But let's see, what did I do? Did I actually play the landscape? I hope I didn't. Like that they're jumping. And I love that they're using a signature slam on the Sneaky. So yeah, I ended up not playing it. I should have played the swamp though. That was a mistake. 5-3 doesn't do much. I'm interested in what it takes to do well enough that you don't have to care about day 1 entries in the opens, and then next step that you can do mass entries in box events. I mean, I was playing best of 3, I found the gems, and that's the way I did get to this point. So here the 2-1 returns, we get a 9-9. I think I ended up just attacking with a 9-9, play it safe. Like I said, we're never losing if we are playing a bit cautious here, I think. And like a 9-9 is a card they're not able really on dealing with. So I'm not sure I have what it takes. I'm not sure if I have an answer on what it takes. But I guess finding a joy in magic is the first step. Right? Okay, here I think I ended up exiling, yep. And now I think I yet again didn't attack for a lot. You could go on the Filtered Gargantua, but you don't want to go less than 4 life, because they can have 4 damage to the face. So here I ended up, I ended up sending the 6-6 because I can inside the gargoyle and have another blocker. Oh, actually didn't. Okay, yet again playing it safe. Like now we can just choose to not ever attack on the ground and just keep on attacking in the air. I think we would be fine even if we did that. Using the Sneaky Snacker. Going more to the deck, trying to find more threats. And I think just slamming a Sneaky and Transmorgant will seal the deal. Next turn I think attacking all is lethal or close to lethal. 6, 9, 11, 13, 14, it's close to lethal. But they played another 2 blocker. I guess though going for Marauder here does feel nice. Do I wanna do it post combat since I can return Sneaky Snacker with that? And I guess I could attack with the other creatures because they might actually jump with the other ones. So yeah, I think attacking here first is fine. On specific player stats might be interested for you if you don't look at your own stats much. I mean, I would definitely be fine if you wanted to look at mine. I don't mind it. Yet again, didn't attack with the others, like I said. Just playing it safe. I'm not sure like on what was the mindset here around which cards I wanted to play around. I mean, definitely one of them would be returning creatures from graveyard. Here I guess thinning the deck before I draw. I should find a white, but I guess I didn't think through it a lot. Or did I actually cycle the angel already? I don't remember. That would be a cool episode. I would be down watching it as well. Yeah, I think slamming a Null Drifter and Marauder here seems nice. You can sacrifice Sneaky Snacker here. No, I went it for Transmorgant. Because I have mana for returning Transmorgant and the Insight. And yeah, I guess I didn't want to let them know that I have a Null Drifter in the deck, so I guess keeping information up is correct as well. Okay, playing against Eldrazi's. Now we're gonna be on the draw. Looking at their deck, it does definitely seem scary. They have good removals, they had Spawn Gangs, they have the Link Breaker. I need help with my stats, yes I do. I'm not sure. I ended up cutting the Transmorgan because I felt like it's not doing much in this matchup. It could be blocking the 3-1 and that's about it. But if they play it as a 5-3, it's not blocking anything. Vampire in makes sense. I definitely like gaining life against them. I don't think Meddler does much. It is a big wall, but that's about it. Double Spawn Gang Commander is definitely one of the scarier parts. Oh, I actually ended up putting a Shapeshifter. Interesting. I guess the idea here was that I was thinking like evasion seems like a way to go. And if I ever need to go like defensive, I can make it a 2-5 or I can make it a 0-12. Oh, I ended up cutting the white because it was just not needed. Angel didn't show me any target, makes sense. And the gargoyle wasn't blocking anything. I ended up keeping the white land because of the landscape, I think, to have an option of cycling. Here I was calculating how many of which lands I'm having left. Since I added more blue cards, I guess it makes sense to add another blue land. And I just did go more on the top. I did cut the white splash in this matchup, and I ended up cutting the 1-drop. Just, it didn't seem that great. I mean, Toxic Deluge, Sneaky Snacker, Marauder hand, I would keep this. Plus the Vampire, where we can yet again just go for early life gain. Interested to see if I actually ended up searching for a land here. I guess it's not removing a blue land from my deck, and I guess it is making a softly more chance of me finding a blue land if I activate the landscape. So I guess it is actually correct to activate the landscape. But I ended up deciding not to do it. I mean, if I'm searching for specifically blue, I guess it's okay to activate it, but yeah. Here I ended up not going for the Marauder because I had a Toxic Deluge in my hand. So I felt like, okay, if they're gonna ramp and play something big, that's fine for me as well. Let's go for Vampire and try to gain some life. I'd be interested to review your set and see your predictions for the upcoming set. I guess that would be okay, yeah. Let's see if they go for killing the Vampire here. Seems like not. Now we're hoping to find a land. We did. Here you don't want to let them know that you have a land, so you're first attacking. They're letting the damage pass, and now I guess you're always toxicking. Get this board away. They ended up shooting to the face, which makes sense. Creature is dying anyway. And we did reset the game with a healthy looking hand. Here, think I'm either interested in Maraudering or going for Kami. I kinda like less Kami because they did show us 3 fight spells, so I maybe do like going for Marauder more. And plus it does allow me to actually search for the black with the landscape, so I can maybe have an option of going double sneaky. Okay, playing a 3-3 seems good for them. I think I activate this because of the option of getting a double sneaky on the board if I find blue from top. Ended up drawing another swamp. And I'm not sure here if it is correct to play the sneaky over the Kami, but I guess if I do draw another swamp, it does allow me to have Kami plus the Uther up, which I like. Or Kami plus the sneaky, which would not allow me if I didn't play the Kami, so I guess this is fine. Second Spawn Gang Commander. Here I think I ended up attacking first. And I think I ended up uttering the Spawn Gang Commander, saying that, okay, if you wanna use it now. But let's see, maybe I didn't, maybe I ended up playing both of the creatures. But I kinda like killing away the Spawn Gang Commander here. If they wanna sacrifice like 2 tokens and the Spawn Gang to kill my Sneaky Snacker, that seems fine for me as well. Like, I definitely just wanna make them use all of their cards away so I can get a Fertid Gargantuas going and make that big threat. The issue with like slamming a Gargantua here is that they can still attack and they can actually Spawn Gang your Gargantua away. But I guess that would be their turn. So it could maybe be correct to actually go Gargantua, but they do have a free attack with a 3-3 then. They ended up going for the face, which is interesting. They didn't kill the sneaky. I guess they wanted to play around the inside, which makes sense. Playing the Kami. We are slamming the score. We are going to 12. More dangerous now for sure. Marauder draw is interesting. I think I actually went for Gargantua here first because it is blocking the 3-3. And I left the Sneaky Snacker back. Since I'm not racing with them, we just gotta survive for a turn of them not having anything. Okay. So here I think you always end up on blocking with Fertid. Question is how, because you're not able on activating it anyway. You could chomp with Sneaky Snacker as well, just to save life, make it more of a better spot for yourself. Going down to 11. Drawing the deep analysis here definitely feels nice. I think I like going for Gargantua here again. Since previous turn they didn't use the removal on it. Or they didn't have it. If they had a fight spell, which they did show, they would have used it. So I kind of like going Fertit here and representing a block for the 3-3 so that it cannot pass. And on the Ember Mage, we're definitely fine on trading. So lucky spot from us here that they didn't end up on having the... what is the name? The green fight spell. But they did have the... what is the name? The indestructible card. Here I think you go Conscription and you go Sneaky Snacker. So that you can have a double block on the score. Okay, the event signature slam on it. Here seems like a simple turn. Go for draw 2. Then Marauder after that. If you do hit a land, and odds are you're gonna hit a land. Here you sacrifice one Sneaky Snacker after it. And you do have a double block on score, which does feel nice. Okay, they go for double block. Tusker doesn't feel bad. I mean, I have a Marauder up. You cannot really go for the attack first. I think I'm thinking on like thinning the deck before I go for the draw. You definitely sacrifice Sneaky Snacker here. Just making sure, I guess, on what I want to do. Do I thin the deck? I guess I thin the deck first. So find the swamp. I didn't activate the second one. I guess I should have activated. No, you want to have Wither and Bloom up. Okay. They draw a double island, which feels bad, but we get a double creature plus a 3-3 up. They ended up drawing a land. We ended up drawing a land. Here we swing with all. Reason for swinging with all is because we are not actually scared of the 3-3 rare they showed us. We have Wither and Bloom up. So you could attack all, deal 6 and make sure that they do die on the next turn. And I think they ended up drawing the green removal here. Which they didn't end up in mattering even. They just tried to get 3 life to survive one more turn. And yeah, with this one we are guaranteed to play on the day 2 draft 2, which feels nice. Going 3-0 definitely feels nice. And now this is like a bonus game. You wanna win, and if you do win, you get more chances on the day 2 draft 2. So yeah. And the final boss against KMG Epsilon, however you pronounce. Opening hand seems gas, double Sneaky Snacker, landscape, Wither and Bloom. We always keep this. And I think you always start with the landscape, finding the blue land. We don't need a second white. We might want to be able on like cycling our angel for the second white because we like it in the graveyard. So here, going for the sneaky. Which is logical, right? I'm not gonna pass and have Wither and Bloom up. Here you have options of either going Marauder here, but I kinda like if they do trade, and usually you're not like You're not gonna trade with Sneaky Snackers if you can choose, so I think you just slam the second one and see what they do. Here you go find the second swamp, so you can have double spells up. Things that I'm thinking that they could have are the counter spells here. So this is interesting. You could go Sentry or you could go Marauder. I think I like attacking first and seeing what they do. They ended up not attacking and they ended up not blocking. So no combat tricks, at least. Or they don't want to use them on our open mana. And I think here you could say fuck it, they don't have anything, and go for the Sentry. But while you have the Marauder and Withering Bloom up, I think I like this more. Since you play around the Kotl card, the 3 mana uncommon Eldrazi. Which I think if they did have, they could maybe have flashed them in and go for blocking the Sneaky Snackers, but yeah. Brain Surge up. Nothing really that scary. Here I think you want to use the Withering Bloom end of turn, because if they do have a counter spell, no, we didn't use, okay. I thought I did use it, but it seems like I felt like there is no need to do that. I guess I would get rewarded if I did use it, because it would allow me to use Sentry here, but I guess here with 2 for 1 damage it's not the worst. Okay, I guess here you do want to play Landscape and use the Withering Bloom. Or here, not yet again. Why am I not using Withering Bloom? Why am I playing this scared? It feels like I'm super ahead. Okay, deeming that one is definitely fine. We definitely want to activate this. I kind of liked if I did use Withering Bloom, but I guess here I would get punished if I did. Deep Analysis draw definitely feels that good. Here you attack first, then go Sentry. And I think here I made an interesting decision. I ended up discarding Deep Analysis because I wanted to make sure that playing I know like the Deep Analysis does return Sneaky Snacker, but like they're just so low on life that if you discard the Deep Analysis and Withering Bloom up, you do have lethal next turn if they don't have a wipe. So I ended up going for it. I didn't put them on the counter spell. Tweeted Sirkovitz and he said if you use 70 lands to track drafts, then he would be happy to do an episode on you. Not sure if you do. Sorry, not familiar with all the logistics. I'm using 70 lands, I can definitely share him. This matchup against blue-white, I think you do want to have Vampire in. And I think the Vampire was the only card I ended. Transmorgant makes sense that I didn't like that much. It doesn't block that many things early on. Even though it does return as a 3-3, I think it's still okay to cut it. Okay. Game 2 of the match 4. Our opening hand seems amazing. Removal, Mindless, Gargantua. So I think we definitely keep this. We haven't seen much from the opponent. Drawing the Toxic Deluge is always the best feeling. Just because it makes sure that you can go for like different approaches in the game. I was thinking here on going for the Landscape, but I think it's better off having an option to cycle it rather. Here I ended up playing Conscription. I don't think you ever want to Deluge here alone, you don't want to Null Drifter, so you could consider on passing here as well. But I think just doing the Conscription is fine. Issue with a Null Drifter is if you do cast it, you gotta discard to your hand size. So just going for a 3-3 here makes sense for me. And if we are deluging this turn, or if you think that we are, especially after them putting a counter, I mean, you could go Null Drifter and make a 6-6, but I think this is a fine 2-for-1 looking at my hand. So I think I ended up using the Deluge. I mean, I definitely ended up using the Deluge after blocking like that. Just a fine 2-for-1, we don't need to commit more. We don't need to lose life. With the Gargantua plus the Null Drifter, I just feel safe. Opponent ended up passing here, which definitely feels good for us. I think you always find, yeah, another swamp seems okay. Here you could slam Gargantua, make them have it. You don't play around the counterspell. But yet again, make them have it. Electroza seems okay. Like game 1 they were not using counterspell, so... Like other options would be Null Driftering and going for the Withering Bloom, leaving mana up. Victimize. With the Victimize I kinda like Null Driftering here. You could even attack first, see what they do. They could have a bounce or something like that. So I think doing the Null Drifter might be a bit more safe. Especially because I will like it in the graveyard anyway. Making sure I tap white because I don't need it. And if I do hit a land, I can go Kami here as well. They ended up destroying my enchantment. Here you could Insight if I did leave the full priority up. But I kinda like Kami here, more pressure. Keep on clicking on it. I don't even mind if they kill Gargantua because I have Victimize and we would wanna find a second target. I don't mind them spending energy on Electroza for the attack even. Second Pride that we are facing with this draft deck. But here it just seems like a GG. Activate the Gargantua and then we could even clear the board if you feel like that's correct. Activate the Kami for free. I think I ended up using a Marauder here because I like the Marauder in the graveyard with the Victimize. And I don't think they have a good sacrifice here anyway. Going a bit overboard here with clearing the board. I think playing the Vampire there would have been fine. Especially because I guess it sets up the lethal. But I guess this is lethal on board anyway. And yeah, this is lethal on board. I think I did see it immediately, but let's go through the motion. So doing this, going for the Victimize to kill the creature they have. Then inciting the Null Drifter gives us the draw 3. Activating the Kami is 9. And there we go. Draft 1 ended up going 4-0. We are proceeding into the day 2 with a loss to give. Hope you did like this review of the Arena Open Day 1. I guess comment on YouTube, leave a like, and yeah, subscribe. Thanks for watching. This was the deck.